welcome back to Healing Mama podcast. I'm your host, Val, aka Healing Mama, and today is a very special episode. We have my two favorite people in the whole world, my cousin Bella and my cousin Cheyenne. So, thank you both
What's
for joining
up?
me. I appreciate it. I figured we would do a motherhood kind of mom talk episode for Mother's Day. We're all in different stages of motherhood. So I have the oldest of the great grands. I have my son who's going to be 18 in October and my daughter who is 16. And then Shy has the second round. Shy, how old are your babies?
My daughter is 8 and my son will be 5 in less than 10 days already.
My goodness, time's flying. And Bella has
Yes, I have two. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 7-month-old son.
Yeah, so we're all in different stages. And so that's why I was like, we can talk to all types of women or parents. It doesn't even have to just be moms, right? But moms, dads, and we're in all different ranges and ages and in stages of being a parent. So I was like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Right.
appreciate you both. We'll kick it off with a quote. So Shy, I'm gonna have you go first.
Okay. All right. So my quote is, being a mother is learning about strengths you didn't know you had.
Oh, I like
That's
that one.
Yeah,
I
I
like
really
that.
feel like that one kind of hit hard this year. This has been this year of my life has been like nothing I've ever experienced before. So that one hit me
yeah.
hard.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get into that after I get Bella's quote because I want to dive into that one. Bella, go ahead, give us your quote.
Mine is motherhood isn't just raising a child, it's also re-raising yourself. And I feel like that
Facts.
one hit me because it's
That
just
one's
like
good.
whenever you're raising your child, you obviously want a lot better for them, and you obviously kind of relive those experiences and kind of hits you harder whenever you see them living what you never got.
Yeah.
Er,
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly. I totally relate to both. I relate
yes,
to both. So
me
thank
too.
you guys for preparing that because I feel like you said, as we're raising our kids, we're kind of reliving it in a sense. Like sometimes I
Mhm.
find myself like going back to being a kid at the same time.
Yes.
Like I'm a teenager right there with Jalen and Eli. And then it's like I'm also learning like new strengths and weaknesses as a mom.
Yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
like I could relate to both of those quotes. But Shai, tell me what you feel. I know you said you're in this new stage and you feel like this year's been different, but what really do you feel has changed in your motherhood or your parenting style?
Well, specifically over the last year, my husband and I have been together for 12 years, and I met him thank you. I met him at a job that he worked for 11 years. So this past year, he switched jobs. You know, we had to go a different route financially, schedules changed. And it's just, I had to start asking for a lot more help, which I was
Mhm.
not comfortable doing in the very beginning. And then my dear mother, I love her so much, signs these kids up for anything and everything she sees. Celine, cheer camp, soccer, basketball. And these past 3 months, both of them have done T-ball and softball. And just the whole year leading up to that, it has been the most stressful year and the greatest time of my life. Like
Mhm.
there's no easier way to put it. Like that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you ever feel like you're like, I didn't even know I could handle everything that I'm handling right now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
There was times where I'm like sitting on the floor in the closet crying, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I crying for? Just ask for help. Like
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
can
Yeah.
handle it. However, there's so many other people that are rooting for you that want to help you. And in the
Mhm.
beginning, I just like, no, I don't like these are my kids. I chose to have them. Like I don't need help. But
Mhm.
yeah,
It
once I got to that point, it just became like that's where it really got fun for me.
Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
almost like I feel like as moms we have like mom guilt, right? Like we
Yeah.
can't
Mhm.
ask for help, or, we don't want anybody to feel like we're in over our heads or
Mhm.
anything like that. So we get mom guilt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Bella, talk to me
Yes.
about your experience with your quote.
Well, it's just like how I said it. Like I feel like whenever you're seeing your kids, and especially like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like whenever you're teaching your kids and you're seeing them live the things that you never got to live or experience, it kind of like heals you as a parent, you know? Especially like one thing for me was like broken promises and stuff like that. And I see like Ruben make so many promises to Emma and fulfill those promises. It just like heals so much inside me, you know?
Tell me, what kind of mom would you say you are currently at this present season of your life?
I feel like in this season of my life, I am a learning mom.
Mm,
Ooh, ooh, explain,
Like,
girl.
I'm learning it. I didn't play sports. I am learning to not
mm,
yell at my kids when they do something wrong because I couldn't get out there and do anything. I am learning to be patient with myself when I ask for help. Like,
Yeah,
mm,
move forward and ask for help. Don't just sit there and wait for somebody to be like, "Oh, let me come help you." Like, because
mhm,
they know me, I'm a shell. Like, I'm not gonna admit that I need help. So
yeah.
I'm learning to do that more and more. The beginning of the year, I had a talk with my mom and I said, you know what? As many times as you guys offered the help and I did not want to take it, I wouldn't admit that I needed it. I'm telling you right now, every time I need help, I'm coming. Every single time
mhm.
I'm calling. Like, that's where we're at right
That's
now.
good.
So I'm learning how to ask for help. I'm learning how to be patient with my kids. I'm learning how to be patient with myself and try to manage work and not come home and get after my kids because I had to babysit adults all day at work. Like, and
Mhm.
my kids don't deserve, they deserve more patience from me. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to learn it all.
Yeah. That's good though.
Ooh, that's
That's a good one
good.
because and I feel like that's always going to change, right? Because
Yeah.
Mhm,
the kids get older, we get older, and so for me with my experience with them, Eli's going to be an adult soon here. And I feel like that's a ever occurring thing. Like we're always learning and we're always trying to like figure things out. Like some days he loves me,
mhm,
some days he doesn't. So it's like, okay, trying to also not get too much in my feelings, right? Because I'm very
mhm,
like emotional when it comes to my babies. So like learning to not try to like hover over him or be like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Because that's how I
mhm,
want to be, but I love that because I feel like we're always learning, like as individuals and as moms or
mhm.
parents. Yeah. Bella,
Yeah,
anything to add on that?
definitely. Okay, now I feel like for sure, like in my state, I feel like being a mom is like being needed. Like even though it's like a beautiful thing, but it's also super exhausting. And especially with like breastfeeding and a toddler running around, and it's just especially with a 7 month old too, like that's super exhausting even though it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful experience,
Mhm.
but it's also just like it's also kind of lonely, you know, being here and it's like Cheyenne and everybody like gets to have like that human experience and stuff, but when you're home all day and with the kids, it's just kind of lonely with no human interaction as much, you know? You kind of just like have just
Yeah.
kids interaction, even though like you get that interaction, like you're having conversation, but it's with kids, you know? So I feel
Yeah.
like it's
So
beautiful, but
you
it's also really exhausting.
so you find yourself telling adults like, "Hi, baby."
Yeah, say mama? No, no, seriously. Like you kind of like lose out on that social interaction and it's
Yeah.
exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I get that. So let me ask you
Yeah.
this. For all the moms that are going through this stage right now where they have newborn babies and a
Mhm.
toddler, maybe just a newborn baby, and they're like, I'm exhausted, I'm drained. What would you tell them?
I would say like we've been there. I've been there. Everybody's been there, you know. They're not alone, especially like we all been there through the exhaustion, especially like there's that mom guilt where it's like you have like you get mom guilt like even showering. Like if you take too long in the shower,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shoot, like I my baby still needs me at the end of the day. Like it's okay to feel like guilty about that. Like it's okay to have that an hour shower. It's okay to have things for yourself. You know, you also have to do things for yourself, you know, because at the end of the day, like your baby
Yes.
needs you, but your baby needs the best of you.
Yeah. And I get that. So, when you get on the airplane, they tell you,
Put
put
your mask
your
on.
A
mask on.
mask on.
Yes, put your mask on before your kids. And I was always like, hell no, I'm going to put my kids' mask on first, right? But
Mhm.
then it made sense. And somebody said, well, they need you. So you have to put
Mhm.
yours on first. And I was like, oh shit. Like, that's so true. Like, I need to take care of myself to then be
Mhm.
able to take care of my kids. Because if I'm running on E, they're getting mad at me, depress me, just a hot mess of a mom, right?
Mhm.
So learning to like take time for me and fill my cup, even if that's just going for a drive or like saying like, hey, back up, I need an hour shower. Like mom needs some
Yes.
space, right? But
Yes.
I never understood that I have to put me first in order, and that sounds selfish, right? It sounds crazy, like, when I say it out loud, I'm like, "Val," but I understand now. I have to be able to take care of me to put into my kids. I have to put my mask on
Mhm.
to put theirs on. But we
Yes.
don't think of it like that. I wasn't raised like that. I know it was
Yeah.
like, you need to do this for your kids, and your kids come first, and your kids, 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 kids.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's like maybe a cultural thing. I don't know if other races are the same, but I know like Latinos, we push heavy on like your kid comes first before anybody.
Yeah.
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 So, okay, okay. All right. So, Bella, how did your upbringing shape the mother that you are today?
How did it shape me into being a mom today? So when I first became a mom, I thought it was mostly about taking care of their physical needs, but it's also about like taking care of their emotional needs. And I'm still feel like I need to work on that, especially like with the temper tantrums and how I react to things. I feel like that like today I feel like I'm a little bit better than I was before. And it's also just like about like their comfort, their safety, their love, their guidance. Like I want my kids to always feel like they can come to me even if they're scared or like embarrassed. Like I would just always want them to come to me regardless of anything. And I just feel
Mhm.
like I got that a lot with my mom, and she and also grandma, you know this, like they were the ultimate people of love. Like they showed you love, they showed you compassion. And I feel like that shaped me as a woman today and as obviously as a parent.
Mhm.
So I want the same
Yes.
thing
Yes.
in that aspect from my mom and from grandma, and I want to shape that into my kids.
Yes, I love that. Shy?
My upbringing, I feel like, really shaped who I am as the mother, and I think about it often. There was a lot of unnecessary trauma that I went to as a kid, very avoidable. And I just, before I became a mom, I had those conversations with Steven, and I was like, this is what I don't want. This is what I do want. This is how I feel. Okay, well, I don't want to have kids. Okay, well, we should have kids. Okay, well, I don't want to have, like, it definitely made me first figure out that I had the right partner that I was going to do this with. And then I feel like it definitely made me an amazing mom because I was taught a lot of things that I don't want to put my kids through
Mhm.
Mhm.
versus.
Yes, yes, I totally relate to that. And it's like
Mhm.
I feel like you're either a parent that kind of relives that, right? Like, okay, well, I got my butt whooped when I was little, so I'm gonna beat my kids or whatever. Or you're like, I
Mhm.
don't want to do that. Like, I want to be the complete opposite person, right? And so I
Mhm.
relate to that as well. I relate to Bella's as well. I saw a video today that said Velcro children, Velcro babies, right? It's a
Mhm.
sign that they feel comfortable and safe with you. And I wasn't a Velcro child. I was like trying to stretch far, far away, right? And so when I look at my kids, my son is older, obviously, you guys know that, but he's shy, does his thing, right? But Jalen is attached to my hip. Like this kid, I will go somewhere and she's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were leaving?" Or I'm home and she's at school and she's like, "Where are we headed to?" Like I'm like, "Kid, you're in school." Like so I get that Velcro-ness, right? And when I saw that video and it was saying like that's their safety, I
Mhm.
love that, right? So to be that Velcro parent, I didn't have that. And
Mhm.
so I'm like, okay, that means my kid feels safe. I'm doing something right. And not that I'm a perfect mom, right? I mess up all the time, but that means they feel safe to come to me. They feel safe. They feel loved. Because sometimes it's 10:30 at night. My son is walking through the door and he'll come and he'll be like, "Mother, mother, mother." And I'm like, "Kid, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired. I was just waiting for you to get home so I could go to sleep." But that means that he loves me, right? That means that he knows I'm gonna wait up until he gets home before I even go to sleep.
Mhm.
So I didn't have that. So I want to be everything and I want to be that safety net for my kids. Like Bella said, like
Mhm.
something's happening, you come talk to me. And I tell them all the time. I've told them since they were little, you can do something wrong, right? And I still want you to tell me. Does it mean that I'm going to agree or be happy with it? No, but I am going to be here for you. I might be
Mhm.
disappointed, but we're going to get through it together. And so, and
Mhm.
I feel like I've always told them that. So now as they're getting older, they'll come and they'll tell me, like, this is going to sound crazy, but Jalen texted me the other day and she's at school and she's like, "Hey, I know you always want me to tell you things. So I'm asking, can I skip sixth period?" I'm like, "No." thank you for telling me. But no, like you have to go to class. Like I need you to like lock in. You're almost there. But the fact that she texts me, like I skipped in high school and my mom never even had any idea.
Mhm.
So I get that, right? So, okay, next question. What is something that you feel as mothers we don't often talk about, but we struggle with?
I feel like this may be controversial, but I feel like I struggle with being grateful to be a mom. Like
Mm.
Elaborate. Get
I'm
into it,
going
girl.
through it. I'm going through it. I'm mad at my kids. They didn't listen. They didn't pick up their mess. There's clothes everywhere. I struggle with taking a step back and, really looking at the situation and looking at my life. And this is beautiful. What if somebody
Mhm.
no longer has their kid to have to
Mm,
deal with this? What if somebody never got the chance to deal with this? Like, I struggle
Mhm.
with really being angry sometimes in the moment and not reflecting and like I could not have this maybe and I never want to know what that feels like. So
mhm.
be
Mhm.
grateful that you get to be a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that. And I feel like that's
Mhm.
like where we need to like slow ourselves down, right? Like because it's
Mhm.
like you said, we come home, we're dealing with all this stuff from work, and then it's like, oh, there's a mess. Like, hey, why didn't you pick that up? Like, hey, I'm talking to you. This is the third time I've asked, and you're overwhelmed. So I get that. And I also get the slowing down part because now that Eli and Jalen are getting older, I'm like, man, they're gonna leave me soon. So I want the mess.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I look
Yeah.
back at what it was when they were little and I'm like, man, I was so frustrated a lot of the times. I was also unmedicated, so I wasn't the nicest. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it's like, man, if I can't get that time back. So even now, like when they start to frustrate me, I'm like, hey, they're gonna be gone. Like they could leave and they're gonna be grown and Jalen could go back to Texas. I'm just gonna be a mess. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
I totally get that. They're like, okay, yes, she pissed me off or he pissed me off, but I need to like woosah for a second because
Yeah.
I need to be
Mhm.
grateful. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, that one hit deep. That's not
Yeah.
controversial at all. At
Yeah. I
all.
feel the same
That's
way.
real.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks
real.
guys.
See, that
We got you.
good one. Good one.
Bella,
Yes.
with you having brand new babies, do you feel like you would want your daughter and your son to parent the way you parent?
I obviously
No?
I feel like okay, I'm a little bit better than my parents were obviously, but I want them to be better. I want them to do better than me. I want them to have more patience than I ever did. I want them to have obviously we're doing good and everything, but I want them to be like even better than I am. I don't want them to be like the same. I don't even know how
Mhm.
to elaborate on that, but I want her to have more patience than I've ever did. But I do want her to feel like I want to love like mommy and daddy. Like, I want her to have that the same. I want her to be able to have the same thing, but I want her to have better. There's nothing more
Yeah.
that a mom would want than to have her child have more or better.
Yes. Yes. Shy?
I agree. Yeah. I'm not the greatest mom that somebody's always gonna do it better than you. And I hope my kids see that. But I feel like they would definitely have an easier time seeing that versus
Mhm.
my upbringing and their upbringing. I think
Mhm.
Mhm.
they can get there faster than I did.
Mhm.
And my advice to them would be like 8 years later, ask for the help. Like your
Mhm.
mother-in-law hears the baby at 3 in the morning, open the door. Your dad's at
Mhm.
the door, Cheyenne, are you okay? Open the door. Like you don't have to
Mhm.
do it by yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And so, do you feel like as you're going through this journey, and this is for both of you, as you're going through
Mhm.
this journey, you are living in the present moment with your kids? Do you feel like you're going in the future? Do you feel like you're looking backwards? And what I mean by that is like right now, I feel like for me personally, with my kids being older, I'm looking so far into the future, which I'm not supposed to, right? That's not how I believe personally, because it's all out of my hands. What's gonna happen is gonna happen, but I'm so looking into the future because I'm like, man, they're gonna be gone soon. Like versus living in the moment. So and then I know some people will look back, right? Like they're like, oh, my babies are not babies anymore. But I'm more so looking into the future and fearful that like, man, my kids don't need me. And then it's also like a double-edged sword because I'm like, I'm not, who am I gonna mother now? Like I'm still gonna have my kids, right? But it's gonna be different.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna see them every day. Like it's a sense of emptiness in a sense. Like just being real. Like the other day I was sitting on the couch and I was drinking a beer and I was in my feels, guys. The house was quiet and I was like, dang, this is my future, you know? And Jalen
Mhm.
comes down and she's, what are you doing? And I'm like, you guys are gonna be gone soon. She's like, stop drinking. But do you feel like you're living in the present moment? Do you feel like you're in the past or in the future?
I personally feel like I'm a look in the past type. Like they're still at that age, they're so close to little that I
Mm-hmm.
still want
Mhm.
the little. Like
Mm-hmm.
every time that there's a
Yeah.
moment that I feel like Eshe said a word differently, I'm like, no. And then I
Yeah.
think back to when it happened. This morning, one of the worst days of my life. Celine at 6:30 in the morning and the tooth fairy didn't come.
Mhm.
She says, I don't think the tooth fairy's real. I
No.
said, who told you that? She said, it's her cousin. It's like, and I was speechless. And, we're talking it over and she's like, well, if it's not real, it's a lie. I said,
Mm.
you know what? Yeah, that's a lie. I'm going to tell the same lie to your brother. So I need you to keep this between us. To, it's like, just so we're like, I told her, believe in magic. I've never seen magic.
Mhm.
I believe in magic. If you
Mm.
want
Mhm.
to believe in the tooth fairy, you put your tooth under the pillow tonight and we will see what happens in the morning.
I love that.
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah, but she broke me with that one. I don't think it's oh, wait,
Oh.
wait.
Yeah, because you see that she's getting older.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That kind of reminds me of me with Santa Claus. Okay,
If there's
okay.
kids around, if anybody's listening with kids, put your AirPods on.
Yes, yes. So similar with me, right? I didn't forget the tooth fairy, but I was wrapping gifts, and I used to go like I would write a letter that I was Santa. When the kids were crazy, I would put coal, like little fake coal, like, and so I would have Andres eat the cookies, drink the milk, all of that stuff, right? But I had at that time my blonde hair and I was wrapping the gifts and I'm just wrapping the gifts, trying to get them under the tree, right? The next morning, Jalen comes to me and she's like, I know you're Santa. I was like, what? You're crazy, girl. Oh, she's like, no, I know you're Santa. I'm like, I'm not Santa. Santa was here. Like, he ate the cookie. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, so then why is there blonde hair in the tape of the wrapping paper? And I stood my ground. I was like, maybe his elves have blonde hair. Who knows? But not wanting to ruin that spirit for her.
Yeah.
So I get
Mhm.
that. Like, oh, that's hard. That's
Yeah,
hard.
I tried the excuses. I was like, "Oh, a lot of kids probably lost their teeth last night or your tooth fell out too fast. It was only wiggly for one day."
Okay, Bella, let's speak specifically to Emma, right? Because
Mhm.
Emma's a little bit older. You still got a brand new, fresh baby. So you're still in that
Yeah.
moment. But when you look at Emma, are you looking in the future or in the past? Or are you
Definitely
in
in
the
the
present?
past. No, definitely in the past
Yeah.
for sure. Cause like especially when you go through photos and old photos and when they're younger and when she was a little baby and it makes you get in your feels, because it's like you still yes, of course you love the blessing that you have two babies, but it's also like, oh, you miss like when you had like just your first and you had all those moments with them. Definitely in the past for
Yeah.
sure. It makes me real
Okay.
sad seeing her now.
And so the three of us, are equal with two each, right?
Okay.
How would you recommend mothers that have more than one kid, so two or three, whatever, seven, whatever, do you? I don't judge. But how would you recommend juggling both? That's tough.
In like, yeah. In like what sense? Just like
Yeah,
juggling
And
both, like going to school, or just juggling both, like one of
like
them's
in
pulling you
general.
this way, one of them's pulling you that way.
like in love and parenting. So I guess let me explain
Mhm.
what I mean. So like with Eli and Jalen, right?
Mhm.
To this day, I hear you love Eli more than me. Oh, you love Jalen more than me. That's never gonna go
Mhm.
away, right? That's just gonna be them forever. But I make it a point to have dates with Eli. Like that's been something
Mhm.
that we do. Like every time I get paid, it's like, hey, ice cream date, movie date, dinner, lunch, whatever it is. And so I make it a point to spend that quality time with him. Have I always done that? No. It's probably been like maybe 2 years where I started doing it because I was like, hey, I could see him drifting and pulling away from me. So I had to rein him back
Mhm.
in, right? Let him know I still cared. Jaden's with me all the time. So I could see why sometimes she's like, oh, well, you love Eli more because I go on like dates with him. I'm like, child, you're with me 24/7. You don't give me room to give you a date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like having two kids, my thing to mothers or fathers that have more than just one kid is like make time separately for both if you can. Like Take one out
Mhm.
and make them feel special, then take the other, and then we'll do it as a family.
Mhm.
But do you have any words of advice?
Definitely the
Um,
same. Definitely the same. Making a point
yeah.
to make sure you have that one-on-one time. It's harder for me because I have the 7-month-old and then she's a 4-year-old, but she's still I can still tell, like, she wants mommy time. Like, she wants, like, "Hey, like, play with me too." So I definitely try
Mhm.
to keep it in my mind because I do, like, have that mom guilt, like, "Okay, Emma needs me too." Like, "Hey, Emma wants to play with me too. Emma needs my attention too." Especially, like, if both of them need me at the same time, I definitely try to help her first before I help him because he's a baby. He's not gonna remember if I helped him first. She will remember that. She'll remember, like, "Okay,
Mhm.
you keep helping baby brother, you don't even help me first when I need you." So I try to help
Mhm.
her first, if especially if it's something small, like, I'll help her first with whatever she needs help with, and then I'll tend to the baby.
Okay, that's good advice. Shy?
Yeah, I recently, like the past couple weeks, Celine had a Friday off of school. We took SJ to daycare. We went and had a mommy Celine day.
I
The
love
next
that.
Mhm,
Friday, SJ, I was off of work again, and I was like, okay, well, SJ mommy day. Like, so
Oh
I
yeah.
split the time. And then even when me and Celine were together, we're looking for something to get for SJ. Me and SJ together, we're looking for something to get Celine.
Yeah.
I
mhm,
My advice is to try your best. And
Mhm.
if you are trying your best, then you're doing it right. And if
mhm,
you get a moment where one of them's hugging on you and you're like, "Oh my god, I didn't say to this one, I love you today." Run over there and
mhm,
do it. Like as soon as it
Mhm.
hits you.
mhm,
Like SJ, like you said, SJ is my Velcro baby. So I constantly
mhm,
feel like I'm giving him more love. I'm like, I'm not. Those are my insecurities. I'm not
Mhm.
giving him
mhm,
more love than Celine. Like it's
mhm,
just he's right here and I get it constantly.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I love my daughter any less.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. As you get older, you'll probably hear the saying like, "Oh, they love this one, you love this one," and I'm like, "I love you both the same." It's what it is. Like I would give, like if I had to, I'd give my life for you. If I had to, I'd give my life for
Mm,
Eli. You know what I mean? And so
mhm,
I love that, and I just feel like what I want moms to know is just have grace with ourselves. Like we are learning. I've never been a mom with an 18-year-old, almost 18-year-old. I've never been a mom with a 16-year-old. You've never been a mom with a 7-month-old and a 4-year-old at the
mhm.
same time. Shy,
Right.
like we're learning, and I feel like just because we have the title of mom, we feel like we're supposed to have it all under control and figured out
Mhm,
when
Yeah.
we're learning. And so I feel like I want all moms just to know this takes time. Have grace with yourself. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days, but
mhm,
it's about the grace and saying, okay, I can see that I got out of line. Okay, yesterday example, and then I'll shut up and we'll wrap it up. Yesterday, I was agitated. My dogs were going back and forth with each other and being crazy, and I had a long day with work and just doing everything. And Jalen was like, "We have to go to the gym. We have to go to the gym." And I'm like, "I don't want to go to the gym today. I'm tired." And she's like, "No, like we're going to the gym." And I'm like, "Okay." She doesn't understand everything that I've done throughout my day. And then on top of dealing with the dogs, I'm the one that deals with them, right? And this was like, "Well, just go, like it'll help your mind," because I was like, I'm overstimulated right now, like I need a second. And so she's like, well, the gym, and he's like, yeah, the gym will help you. And I'm like, the gym just stresses me out more because I don't want to be there. I could be laying
mhm,
down watching Netflix right now chilling, but I was agitated, right, because of everything. And we get into the garage and Jalen leaves the door open. I yelled at her because I'm like, okay, the dogs come out, right? But the way I yelled at her, I was like, Jalen, come on, man. And then she didn't even say anything, right? She came out, and but I caught myself instantly. I was like, "Whoa, I don't talk to her like that." Right? And
mhm,
so she got in the car, and as soon as she got in the car, I was like, I just want to say, like, I'm sorry. Like, I had no business talking to you or yelling at you like that. Like, it's not your fault I'm overstimulated. It's like my feelings and emotions that I have to deal with, and I'm sorry. And I could tell that she was hurt by it because she was just like shook her head, like, okay. So then at that time, I understand I got to give her space. But that's what I'm saying. I'm learning, right? I'm learning. We're going through
mhm,
it, the days, and it's just learning to have grace, but also catching yourself. Once you do realize it, I never grew up hearing I'm sorry. It was just like, this is who
mhm,
I am. This is what you're going to deal with. Now I hear I'm sorry. Now it's a way better relationship that I've ever had, but I didn't grow up hearing that. I grew up with like, I'm your mom and that's it. Like, period. I don't owe you
mhm,
any apologies.
mhm.
So that would be my advice to mothers. What is your advice? So Bella and Shy, we'll go one by one, but what's your advice to mothers on Mother's Day?
Mine, well,
Definitely, yeah.
I feel like I've been preaching the same thing the last 40 minutes is take the help and
Mhm.
Mhm.
ask for the help and, don't feel like you're failing just because you need someone. And then I'm
Mhm.
not talking like ask your partner for help, like that person is going to be there to help.
Right.
Outside of it, ask your family for help, your extended family. I know at any time if I was stuck at work, I could pick up the phone and call Bella and she would go get my kids.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I'm not
Yes.
going to because she has a 7-month-old. But like
I'm
I know for a
driving.
fact if I did it, she would pack up those kids. Yeah, she's gone.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
So ask for the help because is the high chances are they are going to give it to you without question. Like
Yeah.
it's you
Mhm.
holding yourself back.
Love that. Bella?
Mine would be but definitely like how you explained, like give yourself some grace. Like nobody's perfect. We're all living for the first time as well. We're first time moms and you don't have to be perfect. You just have to just do your best and give your babies all that you have, and yeah, just give yourself some grace. That's what
Yes.
I would say.
Amen.
Mine's
That's
Amen.
so
her
short.
middle
I
name.
know, my bad. Mine's such a short response. I'm just like,
No, you're
yes.
good.
Seriously though, seriously.
I mean, that's what it is, short and sweet. Like
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
that's what it is with words, especially when you're
Yes.
talking to kids. Like short.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Well, I appreciate you both for joining me. It's been great talking to both of you. I miss you guys so much,
I miss you
but I
too.
appreciate you really just, we all have different perspectives and sharing our points of
Mhm.
views. And like I said, it's going to be an ever changing thing, right? So one day when you guys have 18-year-olds and mine are long gone out of the house, we'll have this conversation. I know we've had conversations before where we sit at the table, we talk about parenting and life and whatever it is,
Mhm.
right? Sometimes when I see your babies, I just want to squeeze them, right? Because it's like
Mhm.
like just to get this love, like it's everything. So I appreciate you both for joining me and talking about it and for letting me love on your babies and for loving me. I'm
Of
so grateful for you
course.
guys. So thank you
I
very
have a
much.
question for you, Val, real quick before we wrap up.
Talk to me, girl.
You have been out of the three of us the working mom for the longest amount of time out of all of us. Would you say take the day off?
Hell
Like
yeah.
take it.
No questions asked. So that is something that I I always used to like be super loyal and like bust my ass for jobs, right? And when I first started working, I wasn't making a ton of money, but I was like pushing and pushing because I was like, okay, I'm going to show you my worth. I'm going to show you my worth.
Yeah.
When in all
Mhm.
reality, they could give two F's about my worth, right? It was just like, okay, could I come in and do the job? And then one day somebody told me, you can drop dead today and they're going to have you replaced by tomorrow,
Right.
right? And that registered with me. And so since then, I am about take the days off because when Eli and Jalen were little and in elementary school, my grandpa used to tell me whenever I would miss school, he would be like, "Ah, you're playing hooky," and so I would tell them, "I'm gonna take you out of school. Let's go play hooky," right? And so showing them like, "Hey, mom's gonna make time for you. Like, I don't care about anything
Yeah.
else right now. Like, I'm gonna take the day off. We're gonna go eat," and that's still something that I do to this day, right? Like just last week, I text Eli. It was like noon. I'm like, hey, you want to leave school and go eat at Red Lobster? He's like, yeah. And I was like, say less. I'll see you when you get home. But definitely take the day off. Take the day off, even if it's just to
Mhm.
take the day off for yourself, to like gather yourself as a mom, as a person, as a human being. But if you can and you have an extra, a little bit amount of time, take the day off and spend it with your babies
Mhm.
because you make memories and those memories are going to go really fast. Like
Mhm.
I sit here and I think all the time, like, damn, like I feel like I've only had Eli like 10 years and he's already gonna be 18. I'm like, where has time gone? Like, it's crazy. So great question.
Yeah.
Definitely I'm gonna take the day off. Don't tell your bosses I said that, but take the day off. Take that PTO, girl. Take that trip. But make
Good.
memories with them. So like
Mhm.
how you guys went to Oklahoma with the kids.
My alarm went off at 4. I was like, Steven, are we going? He's like, yeah. I'm not going to work.
Yeah. And I bet you made some amazing memories though.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
So
luck for me personally, my mom worked the same position that I work when I was growing up. So I learned from her kind of looking in the past, Like, she was always
Mhm.
working. I had to work. I had to work late. I had to be here. Like,
Mhm.
I was sick at school. She would pick me up, drop me off with my grandma, go back to work. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I kind of learned from that. Like, no, if Celine's sick, I'm peace out. School called me. I gotta go. I'm
Right.
leaving.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. And then that's really feeds into this episode, right? Like you learned, it doesn't make your mom a bad mom or it just she was doing what she had to do, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
now
Yeah.
you could see that and you're like, okay, I have the ability because not everybody has that, right? Like some moms are single
Mhm.
moms and they're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. I don't have the luxury of missing because then I miss hours or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
so, but
Mhm.
if you have that luxury, you saw like, hey, I want to do this differently for my kids. I want to be able to make those memories with them. So that last minute Oklahoma trip, that's freaking amazing because they're going to remember it. You're going to
Mhm.
remember it.
Yep.
And that's worth more than an 8-hour paycheck, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I won't lie, took a hit financially, but it was worth it. It
Yeah.
was,
Mhm.
You made memories. Yeah.
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 I'm all for it. I'm telling you, just it was right when they had spring break. Dylan was supposed to be back by Monday, and I'm like, We're gonna be in Vegas, girl. You ain't going back till Tuesday. Like, school can wait. Like, that's it. Make memories because I don't know how long I'll be able to make these memories for. I appreciate you both and
No,
thank you for
gracias.
joining. And to the viewers, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. I hope that you were able to learn something or take something away. Just feel like it's relatable as a mom with something that, we've discussed. And I appreciate you all. And I hope you had an amazing Mother's Day. And to my beautiful cousins, I hope you guys have an amazing Mother's Day. I send you all
Thank
so
you.
much love, joy, positivity. And until next time, bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.